Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a like or by commenting or by subscribing. These all do help with the algorithm, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, for whatever reason, the cryptocurrency market has fallen. Not by a lot, but it's definitely noticeable. Bitcoin is down by a good 4.5%. XRP is down by around 5.1%. Ethereum 5%. You kind of get the idea. Really weird, and I don't know if you've ever noticed this on the screen. There are a lot of websites who will write the title Bitcoin price prediction, but there's never an actual price prediction. They just do it to kind of get people to click on the article. It says Bitcoin plummets to $45,000 as liquidation soar to $312 million in an hour. There's no actual reason right now at the time of me making this video as to why prices have fallen. It's been about a good 3, 4, 5, I want to say about 4 hours since prices have actually tumbled downward. I assume as the day goes on, we will hear news as to why prices fell, and it usually has to do something with either rich person A said something negative about the market, either there was a futures contract that just ended, or some type of options, or we always get something, well, the market had to pull back in order for us to go back up, which is usually nonsense because, you know, we've been at 45,000 for, was it like 2.5 months, and then we kept on going back up and then falling back down. So I don't think there ever is actually an explicit reason. Usually for me, the idea is that once again, rich people already have control of the market. They know how to move the market, and even moves like this, 4 or 5%, can make some people very, very wealthy in the cryptocurrency space, as you know, the liquidations and what have you. It says Ethereum plunges to 3,150. Can bulls save the day? It has nothing to do with bulls. It is the people controlling the market. It is the whoever has controlling interest of the market, them moving things around. There were a lot of other altcoin articles. I don't have them here because they were all the same exact nonsense over and over. It was like XRP is at a near $1.11 or something like that. Can bulls save the market? Solana drops by 11%. Are bulls gonna come back in charge? And it's like, no, you know, I don't know if people writing these articles actually don't know that there are no real animals involved, or just simply just use that kind of speech or language to really get people to go, oh, animals. Like, no, these are people who are, I mean, once again, whenever we have actual like price predictions from like actual economists and stuff like that who are in the cryptocurrency space, it is widely expected either in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, can't give you an exact time frame, that our market will be worth anywhere from 10 to 20 trillion dollars across the entire board. That is a lot of money to be made in a very, very short period of time. So once again, if you can use methods to be able to flush people out of the market so that you can make $140 million, which could then potentially become $1.4 billion in a 5-year period, you'll probably do so. This one says Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins resume decline. Sure, why not? And as always, not to be left out of the party, this one says Bitcoin heavy breakout. Fractal suggests Bitcoin's price could hit $250,000 to $350,000 this year. I read the title of this article and I was like, wow, next year, you know, that's kind of cool. I forgot, and I can't be the only one who forgot that it's 2021. We didn't really have a 2020, so I forget that a whole entire year has passed us. So anyway, at the moment, prices are down. It's nothing really insane. It's stuff that we've seen before. I'm going to assume by Wednesday or Thursday, Bitcoin is back up by $47,000, $48,000. We're going to get news once again of how prices are going to be moving up. We may even see a $53,000 Bitcoin by the end of this week, because prices always do this. They fluctuate so heavily. There was one other article, I didn't have it in here. It was some unnamed, analyst who was stating that he believes that the market is due for another really big drop. And then that's when we see a $65,000 Bitcoin. This was definitely in 2018 or 2019. There were two other YouTubers, and I don't even remember their names. I don't even think anyone speaks of them anymore, where they kept on releasing videos. I think Bitcoin was around like $10,000, and they kept on making videos telling other people that Bitcoin had to fall back down to $1,000. And that was the only way that we were going to get to go back up. And I don't remember the exact time frame, but I think we ended up hitting 13, 14, 15,000. And they really, like, everyone in my comment section was like, dude, I don't know why you're telling people that Bitcoin's going to go up. Bitcoin's about to go back down because X person said so. And the prices kept on going up, and then we got it, whatever. And it's like this, it's not mandatory for the market to drop or to collapse, or for us to have some type of catastrophic cryptocurrency event in order for prices to move back up. These are people who are really actively trying to manipulate the market to make sure, or to try and get other people to sell. Not everyone in the space is here for you to make money. Don't ever forget that. Anyway, so yeah, prices are down. We'll see exactly where things go. People are still expecting a heavy breakout. If where we currently are right now, this is near the end of September. That is October, November, December. If we hit $350,000 per Bitcoin by the end of this year from where we currently are, make sure that you have the biggest Christmas party ever by the end of this year, because that would, I wouldn't say a miracle, but I'm expecting a maybe maybe a $120,000 Bitcoin. 350,000 is like, well, you know what? Let's all go celebrate somewhere. Anyway, that's all the price news. And yeah, let's move on. And a little bit of news I missed, if you will. Time magazine has named Vitalik Buterin as one of the most influential people this year, along with musicians, world leaders, activists, and others, appearing in the list of Time's innovators for 2021. Buterin is named alongside Jensen Huang, Elon Musk, and yeah, that was also Tesla and Dogecoin. Okay, got it. Cool. In his profile on the Ethereum co-founder, Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian cited Buterin's role in building the Ethereum network to a market cap of near $400 billion and encouraging the development of dApps and NFTs. They said no one person could have possibly come up with all these uses for Ethereum, but it did take one person's idea to get it started. Cool. I haven't seen the Time article for myself. I've never met Vitalik, but I do think he's actually one of the most genuine people in the space. If you've never watched an interview with him, do it. You can kind of feel that there's no real ulterior motive. He's really just, he is who he is, kind of what you see. Sure, why not? I could totally see him being one of the most influential people because, why not? Especially in the cryptocurrency space. Anyway, cool. Good job, Vitalik. I hope you make the list next year, and I also hope we get Ethereum 2.0. That would also be kind of nice. Anyway, that's the Time magazine news. Let's move on. Next up. Although Ripple is fighting regulators, I pictured them like physically fighting regulators in the United States. Its reach around the world has continued to grow. The blockchain firm is in the news today after Ripple Net onboarded United Kingdom-based payments company called Paydek. That is Paydek. This was first announced by Ripple's head of European development, Cindy Young. The deal will help the company bring real-time payments to Latin America and to Africa. The former MasterCard executive in a blog post noted that Paydek initially leveraged RippleNet to connect with Africa since it recognizes a growing hub for on-demand work. Since then, the company has also expanded into Latin America, a continent where RippleNet already has some presence. And they basically said is because of 19, and you kind of get the idea. It's also a very weird world map, and I don't really understand the point of those actual items creating the continents. So cool. Wonderful. We're getting trickles once again of Ripple news. It's not as monstrous as it used to be in 2017 or 2018, but they're still kind of showing that they're still there. They're making partnerships, heavy partnerships with tons of other countries around the world. This is completely to be expected. Once again, a lot of their woes, if you will, seem to just be within the United States. Also tying, and I mean you could say directly, into this news as well. It says, amid the ongoing lawsuit with the US SEC, Ripple's legal team has reportedly said that they have no plans to settle with the securities watchdog. They are confident that the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, will be convinced that pursuing the case is picking winners and losers in the crypto business to the detriment of innovation. Okay, a lot of things here. One of my ideas very early on when this lawsuit was first thrown in the face of the Ripple people was that Ripple would simply at some point ask for a settlement. This happens all the time with many other companies who are found to be doing something illegal, if you will, by the SEC. They simply come together in a room and say, fine, we'll pay $15 million, we'll pay $25 million. Now, this is my opinion. I've been in this space for a while. I saw Ripple start around 2015, but like just as the XRP token, like used to be able to actually give computing power to some other like company, and they would actually pay you an XRP. Like, it's been a very long time. Ripple has been one of the very few, 3 maybe, companies in the space who has like really allowed themselves to be like, hey, regulate us. And even then, as they've been screaming, please regulate us, they have really not made it very far, especially as the SEC has refused to regulate them and instead has chosen to sue them. The fact that they don't, and I'm not sure how, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, not a joke, how delusional they currently are. The SEC is on the warpath. The SEC is not looking through the cryptocurrency space going, oh my gosh, we're stopping innovation. Guys, stop. We're not helping the space grow. The SEC does not care. The SEC wants the world to be like it was in 1919. They want to have complete control over basically all monetary policies, them and the CFTC within the United States. They want to know where all money is going at all times because they think that is their job for whatever reason. The idea that Ripple has no plans to settle with the SEC because they think that the new head of the SEC will be convinced that going after them is picking winners and losers is just a bit special. I have about 30 other words that I would like to say. I hope that Ripple really gets it together. We could have collectively all been past this a very long time ago. I am going to assume that the SEC multiple times has come to them and said, do you want to simply settle? No one in the cryptocurrency space is going to blame you or really care if you settle. If you are deemed a security, people will care for about a good 6 days. The world will continue spinning and XRP's price will then go up. I'm really not sure what they're trying to do. I think it would be better for everyone if they just settled with the SEC because it seems like a losing battle. The SEC over the last 3 to 4 years has gone after at least 50 different companies in the cryptocurrency space, and I'm pretty sure that every single company has simply settled with the SEC. If they win the court battle, whoop-de-doo, that's amazing. They're one of a kind. But that won't really hyper impact XRP's price any more than a settlement actually would. The idea is nobody wants them to be in a lawsuit, and it's putting a huge cloud over them, and you've seen XRP also slip in the rankings. Anyway, I was really shocked at this news that they even came out and said that, because I think everyone really assumed that they were going to try and settle, because the problem is that this lawsuit could go on for another 2 to 3 years. At that point, who would even care about XRP? Anyway, yeah, kind of a weird choice, but that's what the company wants to do. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up you know what? Sure, why not? A statue of the Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto was revealed in Budapest in front of a large crowd the other day. The goal of the statue, they said, is to honor Satoshi Nakamoto. The founders believe that his work is truly something to be remembered. The bronze statue, located in Graphisoft Park, was sculpted by Gergely Reka in Tamas Gili. When sculpting the statue, the pair really wanted to capture the mantra of "We are all Satoshi," making Satoshi's face reflective, so when you look at the statue, you can remind yourself that you play an important role in Bitcoin. They also, this is also because the gender, height, weight, and age of Satoshi Nakamoto are unknown. Yeah, no one, it's, for those of you who don't know, it is believed that the creator of Bitcoin is actually a collective of about 5 to 7 people. It's also believed that they're probably the same exact people who created something I think called eCash in the 90s, and I think maybe one other thing. But a lot of these, so Bitcoin is not the first iteration of digital cash that we've seen. It's the first one that worked, and this is why Bitcoin has such a very big name. A lot of other times, companies were simply creating digital currencies online, but they were like on a server, and it was meant to one server, not multiple. And they advertise it as like a replacement for the US dollar, and then the USA was like, hey, knock, 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 can we see that computer? And then I was quickly shut down. So yeah, cool. Here's the actual statue right here. What was the other country? I believe it was Slovenia, who has the gigantic B Bitcoin symbol in a roundabout in one of their highways. So I guess you can think about money as you're driving. If anyone goes to see this or lives in Budapest, I would say take a photo, but I couldn't see you taking the photo, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Cool. Why not? I'm sure it'll be a very big thing for years to come. I have nothing more to really say about this. This was also quite popular news a couple of days ago. Sure, why not? I'm sure many of these will also be thrown around the world as well. I don't think Satoshi probably ever wore a hoodie. I feel like Satoshi is of a different generation. Well, you know what? Who really cares? Sure, why not? That's the Satoshi Nakamoto statue unveiling thing. I'm a jig. And let's move on. Also, not surprising, but I told you this was going to happen because it's all that it really takes, if you will. Binance is reportedly looking for a location to set up an official headquarters in order to address global regulatory concerns. The popular cryptocurrency trading platform is under scrutiny for potentially operating unlicensed services and engaging in regulated activities without formal approval, because we still live in the 1920s. Changpeng Cao says Binance is shifting away from its decentralized structure with no physical headquarters in hopes of winning licenses or license approvals amid crackdown in several jurisdictions, including the United States, no surprise, Hong Kong, no surprise, Japan, and Singapore. And it's really funny, if you even look at the news, why it's those 4 countries. It's very evident as to why a lot of this is happening. In an interview with the South China Morning Post, they said, as we run a centralized exchange, we have come to realize that we need to have a centralized entity to work well with regulators. We need to have clear records of stakeholders' ownership, transparency, and risk controls. So, it was obvious this was going to happen. Regulators are always regulating, trying to figure out how to keep control of every single thing that's happening around the world. Binance's original idea of having no actual headquarters was completely fine. They've been around for 3 to 4 years, have had no major issues, and the world has continued moving along. But once they have headquarters, I'm going to also assume that they have been working for the last couple of months, as we were talking about, on getting the proper paperwork to be able to be workable in these countries. By next year, they will have the paperwork, they will have the physical locations, and no one will care about Binance's regulatory anything anymore because it doesn't actually matter, but we're constantly being told that it does. Anyway, that's the Binance news, and let's move on. And to finish things off, and I'm very, very late with this, payment giant PayPal announced on Twitter that all eligible customers in the United Kingdom will now be able to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrencies. They are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bcash through their PayPal accounts. This was first announced, it says it right here, the 23rd of August. They said it would be a slow rollout. They were not lying. So now it appears that everyone in the United Kingdom has access to this feature. I believe at the moment it is just the United States and the United Kingdom. It's not here in Canada. It's not in Europe. I definitely assume it's not in Africa yet. And it's not anywhere in Asia. So at some point it's gonna happen. And then everyone will simply be using PayPal to buy cryptocurrency very quickly. I mean, it's cool. I assume that the slow rollout really has to do with regulatory. I really like one day I want to sit in one of these meetings. Like I won't have any stake in anything, but I would love to like sit in a meeting between PayPal and regulators or Binance and regulators. Like I want to hear what they say. Like what do they say to convince themselves that things have to take a very long time? They're like, you need 9 months for approval, that you need 600 pieces of paper that needs to be signed. Like, what's the world is very weird. It's not just me, right? Like, a lot of this doesn't even have to come down to actual protections. I mean, it's simply that they want you to, like, register and say, hey, this is where we are, and here's my signature 15 times. Very, very weird world that we live in. I personally, like, we are at least 100, if not nowhere, a lot more years behind in like innovation and stuff like that. Like everything takes so long to do. Anyway, we'll get there eventually, but you know, it's the year like 5000 at that point. All right, let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunby University, Chris, Hakeem Williams, Empire Queen, Stake It With Valor, Fudd, Wiser, Mortified, Roman, Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump, Tomato, Umnu, Wishniki, The Letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy655, and Carlos Was Like, Mobarazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd, 21, Miguel Grolay, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Nita Miracle, Pat Turnoster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, where was I? Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, the Anima Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, there we go. Mo Hermaroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Knight, Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artists, Cole D3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who has commented, who has subscribed, who's still here, listening to me complain about things in the cryptocurrency space, because it seems weird, right? Like, I mean, like I get why things can't happen overnight, but I also feel like 10 years is a very long time to have to actually wait for something, but I'll drop that. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at $45,400. It is down by 5%. Ethereum is at $3,179. It is down by 7%. You get the idea. No word yet as to why this happened. I mean, it should be clear to us why it happened. This is a very clear sell-off by people who are holding huge amounts of coins. It has nothing to do with the technicals. There is not something that happened 4 or 5 hours ago where Bitcoin broke down for a couple of minutes. No, it's always the same. You lower prices, you scare people, you get them out of the market, and when selling begins to taper off and it kind of evens out, that's usually when prices go back up. And we're going to get news at some point in the near future about some cryptocurrency company, because it always happens. It's either Cathie Wood's ARK Invest or MicroStrategy, that as prices dropped, they managed to purchase another $220 million worth of Bitcoin, or $500 million worth of Bitcoin. And also, don't be shocked if... Remember the news that we had that Coinbase was thinking about potentially raising even more money through debt? Don't be surprised if they've raised another $1.5 or $2 billion as prices dipped. Just to, throw that out there. Anyway, yeah. Despite prices being in red, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.